your graduation and you're ready to take on the professional world. You're applying for jobs, everything is going great, you have put in your name, you've put in all the other details which are required, and now comes the next part where you have to upload your resume. Wait, what? You don't even have a resume, or probably you don't know how to make one. In this video, I'm going to share a 6-step method which is easy to apply, and by the end of this video, you would be able to make your own resume in a matter of few minutes. So stay with me till the end, hit on the like button. Before we proceed to the first step, a brief introduction about myself. My name is Shefali Bhargav. I'm a career strategist and founder of Interview Ready Hub, and I'm on a mission to help 100,000 graduates and postgraduates build a successful career for themselves. Now, the first step in making a resume is reading the job description. Now, job description generally has two parts. One is your roles and responsibilities, and the other one is the skill set section. The roles and responsibilities section will tell you what would your day-to-day work would look like once you join the organization. Now, if you have done something similar to that, what is mentioned in the job description, whether you have done it in your previous work or during your internship or project work, or even during your volunteer work, you can highlight those points and keep it aside. Move to the skill set section. What are the skills that are mentioned? The hard skills and the soft skills. So the hard skill part are those the skill set which you have done in your course, in the qualification that you have recently acquired, or maybe in your graduation you have done it, or post graduation you have done it. Highlight them and keep it aside, and I'm going to tell you what to do with that. Let's move on to the step 2. Now, step 2 is having a effortless format. So one of the things that makes resume making a difficult part is that you have to decide on the format, or you don't know where you will get a format, and you keep wishing that you get an easy format where you just simply put in all your details and your resume is ready. Now, there are a lot of formats available on Google, and you can keep searching, and it's a long process. So let me here share a key with you for a simple and easy format. So if you're excited to know about it, type in the comment box excited, and let me share where you can get an easily editable format. Now, you have a Gmail account, log into your Gmail account, and in the app section you will find something like Docs. Now click on that, and here you have 3 to 4 ready to edit resume formats. So pick up the one which suits you the best and start entering your details. So let's move on to the step 3, where you need to systemize and plug in all the details. So systemize means you have to decide what comes first and what comes after. So the first thing that you will type is obviously your name. Next will come your contact details. So you will mention your email ID. Now this has to be not one of those crazy student days email ID like Fly Away With Me or Sweet For You. They are a complete no-no. Have a professional email ID. If you have not made it as yet, do make one right now and put it over there. Next you mention your phone number and your location. So you will not mention your address, because postal address is something which is old school now. What you need to mention is the city and the state where you are residing. The next part which will come is your skill set. So here you put what all things you have done in your coursework. But before that, go back to the job description and what are the skills that you highlighted in the job description that the company wants. Now those skills need to come as your first, second and third skill, and then you mention your other skills. What will happen with this is that when the recruiter is trying to search for the candidates, your resume will pop up in front of them as something which is matching the requirements of the company. Next, you move on to the work experience. So if you have few months of work experience, you can put it over there, or here you can put your project work, internship, volunteer experience. So if it is not a proper work experience, then it comes after your educational details. Now, while mentioning the work experience, you need to mention what was the role that you were handling. So say if it was a HR coordinator or a finance analyst kind of a role you were mentioning, so you can write finance analyst. You can write the company name first, then the finance analyst, then the duration with which you were associated with that company. If you're still working, then you would write till date. So say September 2019 till date, or present is what you will mention over here. Next, you will mention the name, the work that you actually did. Now, whatever you have done, try to list it in short 2 to 3 bullet points, because remember, one, the resume has to be 1 page. Secondly, you are just starting off in your professional journey, so you don't need to write big stories. Leave them for the interview when you get called. Explain it over there. Here, write the best of the 3 things that you were doing in that organization, or you did in your internship, project work, or your volunteer work. Next, we move on to the academic background, the education details. Now here, a good idea would be to mention it in a tabular format. And this format has to be in a descending order. That means your latest qualification needs to come first, then your graduation, then your 12th, then your 10th. So these are the rows. In the columns, what you will mention is your qualification, the name of the college and the city from where you did it. Next comes the year, the duration, and the last is your CGPA, or the percentage that you scored. Now here, a good idea would be that if you do not have a good academic background, don't mention it. However, if the company has specifically asked you to mention it, then you need to give all the details. So between the work experience and the education qualifications, in case you do not have any work experience, start with your education qualifications. In case you have a little bit of work experience, start with your work experience. The next what will come is any other kind of experience you have. You have an internship experience, a project work experience, or a volunteer experience is what you will mention in the next section. Here again, mention it in short 2 to 3 bullet points, not more than that. The next part which will cover is your achievements, your awards, or additional certifications, or the trainings that you have done. Mention them over here and move on to the, in case you know languages, then you can write languages known and mention your languages. So here our resume is done and dusted. Really? No, it's not. So this is what the 4th point is talking about, that you need to unclutter your resume. So once you have put in all the details, see that your sentences are not too long. They are short and crisp. You have not written in a paragraph. They are short bullet points or numbered points. Also, the font size is not too small, because you have so many details to put in. You have reduced the font size and it becomes very hard. A person has to really take some time to go through your resume. Now remember, a recruiter is going through hundreds of applications in a day. They will not have so much of time. No matter you are an exact fit for the job, your resume will move aside or go into the trash. So unclutter your resume, make it readable and presentable. That is our next step, doing the makeup of your resume. Now how do you do that? You have to see the sections which you have put in your resume have equal spacing between them. The font is readable. The sentences are starting with capital letter. There are no grammatical errors. You have put in commas or semicolons which make sense. So go through all of that and see the alignment also. In case you have added a border to your resume, the alignment between the top and the bottom margin or the left and the right margin is similar. This brings us to our last step, which is explaining. Now you need to explain your resume. Whatever you have mentioned, you should not be lying about it. So just for the heck of presenting that you have a volunteer experience, you just copy paste it from somewhere and put it. avoid doing that. If you don't have any experience, it is fine. You are here as a fresher, you're willing to work, you're trainable, and you are ready to take on whatever job is given to you as per your skill set. So these are the skills that you have to show. Do not lie in your resume, because in case you get caught and you are an exact fit, the hiring manager is thinking, I've got my right candidate, and they catch something which you're not able to explain in your resume, even if it is a very trivial thing, you will not get the job, because every employer is looking for a honest candidate. So with this, our resume is complete, and let's just quickly summarize all the points. The 6-step method that we have. The first one is read the job description. Secondly, you need to find an effortless format. Third is systemizing and plugging in your details. Fourth is uncluttering your resume. Fifth is doing some makeup of your resume. And sixth is explaining each and every point. Now, if you found this information valuable, share it with someone who can benefit from it. And in case you're serious in making your resume, clearing the interviews, and knowing how the entire interview process can be done easily without getting a right guidance about it, click on the link below, visit my course, and I will be there to serve you and help you in getting ready for the interviews. All the best. Cheers. Bye-bye.